Panzer Battalion.
In the blue square, we have Land Barge Incorporated, submitted by Varian 101. This team consists of 4 artillery pieces, 2 artillery runners, and 1 artillery skiff. And facing off against them from the red square is Death in the shape of a Panzer Battalion, submitted by Arolfos. This team consists of 3 full-stop light tanks, 2 mammoth tanks, and 1 demolition tank destroyer. Alright, the tanks are set up on the battlefield, and the timer is ready. So let's get this thing underway in 3, 2, 1, fight! There they go. There they go. I really have to replace this computer very soon. It's getting worse and worse. Thing is, money's kind of tight, so... Well, it wouldn't have been if my phone hadn't died, so yeah, that had to come first, so... Oh well. Hopefully I'll be replacing this thing very soon, but I keep saying that and then I never do, so... And not because I don't want to, but because, you know, just times being what they are. But, you know, work with what we got. At least it's able to play the game, rather than just locking up right here. My game actually runs very smooth when I do this without recording. It's the recording that just eats up the hard drive, eats up the GPU. Not the hard drive. The CPU is fine. It's the GPU that can't handle it. It's just like, why do you ask these things of me? Why must you make my life this difficult? There goes the artillery skiff, launching its RPGs. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to launch them all into the back of its own artillery pieces. Like I've said before, friendly fire is a thing in this tournament, or in this game. The AI does not know the difference between friendlies and enemies. It'll just say, hey, there's an enemy over there, I'm going to shoot at it. And it doesn't care how many friendlies happen to be right in the line of fire. It will fire through them. There go the artillery runners. These are the real the real damage for this team, at least in my opinion. Look at that full stop light tank just skimming by those missiles. Very, very close. The artillery skiff does a lot of damage too. These pieces don't really do much. They fire every once in a while, and hopefully they don't hit themselves or, you know, miss. But it's these runners that, with all those little teeth on them, really, the rams really do a lot of damage. And a runner right now is trying to go for a full stop light tank. Nope. Oh, it's the tank destroyer, who happens to be in the very front right now. Oh no, please don't get RPG'd by the skiff. They're low, but then the skiff is too, and so it's firing straight to the side. Oh, frags everywhere. Oh, it looks like it missed the tank destroyer too. Maybe it's trying to avoid the shots from the skiff. A couple of shells did hit, of those rockets did hit the demolition tank destroyer, but it really needs more of them to actually do any damage. Oh, a central detonation on the... Oh no, that was that ammunition in the front there. There's a lot of ammo on this skiff, so it's not going to be too damaged. It keeps it all in these pods on the outside. Because it's so low and it has these rails on the side where the wheels are to hide most of its ammunition, it's surprisingly hard to shoot the ammo. Oh, it looks like the skiff, or the runner, has finally gotten a solution on one of the mammoth tank destroyers. And this will be interesting because the tank destroyer, or not the tank destroyers, the mammoth tanks are very beefy. But we've seen in a previous fight, in fact their first one, that there is a weakness on these tanks somewhere in the corner, I think, where if you shoot them or you hit them there, it will automatically just pop their turrets and kill them. I believe it's not the Caroleans. Who is it? Some fancy Swedish name, I think. Somebody submitted something. The Valiant Cuirassiers, I think, the ones who went up against the Death in Shape of Panzer Battalion for their first fight, and they ended up winning, surprisingly. Everyone, including myself, was actually surprised that the Cuirassiers actually pulled off a win against this team. It's a pretty fearsome-looking team. But, yeah, they kept... I watched the replays. They kept popping them right somewhere in here. Somewhere in this corner the shells would go in, and it would just detonate the entire tank. Now, granted, they were using heat shells, which are good at critting things like autoloaders and ammo clips. Oh, dear, that rocket barrage just missed. Who died over here? That's an artillery runner. Looks like it just sawed apart another full-stop light tank. The light tanks... Ooh, and speaking of sawing apart, it's also getting a piece of the artillery skiff. Thankfully, the artillery skiff is very large, so it's not dead yet, but that's not necessary. That's very unnecessary. And the runner has no turret on it. It just took out the turreted machine that was helping it, although it looks like this skiff is still very interested in killing the mammoth tank, which I can't blame it. That's a very good idea. What was this? Oh, the tank destroyer is dead. I wasn't watching. Oh, wow. Must have gotten hit by the artillery pieces. There's 4 of them right there. They may have just all derped it simultaneously. Oh, there's a good barrage from the rockets taking out the mammoth tank. And the runners are surprisingly hard to hit. They're so low to the ground that it's just hard to hit them. Now, you can fire down on them, but the shells tend to ricochet. Oh, dear. Oh, that nearly hit its own teammate right there. The mammoth tanks do come with a huge arsenal, but it's just they just struggle sometimes to kill things. I'm not sure why. They're losing support tanks left and right, but they're still alive. I think we've got 1 full-stop light tank remaining. Yep, it's still here. I think this tank needs to take out this skiff. The skiff can do surprising amounts of damage if it lands a full barrage. And then it needs to work on these pieces. Like I said, the pieces don't fire very often, but when they do, it's a big old shell. And it's, I think it's a full high explosive shell. And right now, this runner is getting absolutely worked. These mammoths are doing a great job. They need to keep doing this and not do what this guy is about to do. They need to stay at range from these things. They don't need to run into the runner, because that's what the runner wants. It'll start sawing you apart. And that gun in the center there, if it gets you from the front, it's gonna start just piling into you. It fires very quickly. You see all the autoloaders and the ejectors right there. Oh dear, I think it just got lifted by its own teammate right there. Got shot in the back. The turret's still alive, so that's good. It hasn't popped. It's going to fall on top of its teammate now, and we're going to have shenanigans, and that's just not necessary. It's a good thing that these mammoth tanks are so huge. They can take some hits. The armor is very sturdy on them, too. Unfortunately, it looks like this one's about to get flipped over by its own teammate. If the teammate can get out from underneath it, it might fall down. Yeah, there we go. Looks like it's going to survive. It's not going to get flipped over. That would be disastrous at this point. Getting flipped over is probably going to kill it. The turret, is the turret alive? It's snapped back into position. It's not aiming anymore. It makes me think that either the controller was killed or it's actually destroyed the turret and it just hasn't popped off yet. Either way, that's not... Oh, okay, yeah. It's despawning. The turret must have gotten popped off. The turret is a huge amount of the hit points on these mammoth tanks. That's not good at all. The full stop is doing its very best. Oh, dear. Oh, no. The skiff got a last shot in, but the runner just took the skiff out. Surely that's the end of the skiff right there. Yep, 2 damaged. Oh, that's not good, runner. You need that. I mean, they have a numbers advantage right now, but that's not necessary. Those rockets are good at whittling down opponents, and this mammoth tank is still alive. You really don't want to be doing that, especially with the fact that your artillery pieces don't fire very often, and you can't help your buddy over here. And these artillery pieces are doing well, but this one's lined up very poorly. It runs the risk of getting derped in the backside by this piece behind it. If it fires right now, it'll fire straight through that artillery piece. And they, like I said, they don't care who's in front of their line of fire. If there's an enemy in that direction, they'll shoot at it. Fortunately, it hasn't fired yet, so they've all got a clean line of fire on this poor mammoth tank. And I think we're about to see a 4-gun salute in just a minute here. Assuming they reload in time. They have a very long reload, and there's very little to actually offset that. Oh, jeez. Well, they all fired, but they all missed. They shaved a couple of blocks off of that near hit, that near miss right there. It's a very large explosion radius, but still, it's really just mano a mano right here. They've all fired. It's going to be roughly 45 to 50 seconds before they can fire again. So it's runner versus mammoth tank. The other runner's over there, I think it's been immobilized. Or no, it's trying to chase the full stop, which is probably going to be a fool's errand for the runner because the full stops are very light, very fast, very maneuverable. And unless they do what this guy's about to do, which is ram the ram-covered tank. Why are you doing this? It's not even moving. Why? It's got to slow down and stop, but still lose some blocks. Meanwhile, the mammoth, or the runner, is in hot pursuit of the mammoth. The mammoth is doing the smart thing and backing up continuously, trying to get away. I don't know, is that backwards or forwards? I can't tell if these things are kind of... Yeah, I think it's actually running forwards and firing backwards. It's just such a good time to have a turret right here. And there goes the artillery pieces. They all fired again, and all of them missed. They're very inaccurate. Oh no. The runner's been immobilized momentarily. It's good to go now. The mammoth is plunking shells and missiles and everything else it has available into the side of into the front of this thing. Runners aren't too weak, honestly. Oh no, the full stop ran right up on top of the artillery runner. And that's the end of that. It's just going to be 1 tank versus 5. Oh no, 6. There's 10 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock, so let's see. Can the Mammoth tank fight off 6 other tanks? It's got decent amount of speed on it. Unfortunately, it's just slowed down, so that means that the runner's going to get a little word in now with its rams. Oh, the runner artillery piece just fired, hit the Mammoth, but the low penetration value caused it to bounce, and it nearly friendly fired just there. Oh no. Oh, please don't do this. They're covered in rams, so they really can't hurt each other with them, but that's not necessary. Oh, it just lost its front probe right there. And there goes the other one. Oh, no. Guys, this is not conducive to winning the game at all. Boom! Okay, finally one of the artillery pieces gets a solid hit on the front of the Mammoth tank. Doesn't pop anything, it looks like, but it does do some damage to that frontal armor. Excuse me, I have to cough. Oh, and the barrel sheared off one of the 2 guns on the Mammoth tank. That's not good at all. Boom! Another hit. The artillery pieces are finally coming into their own and doing some work. With the Mammoth tank pinned like this, they really can't miss. They finally got the range down. He's close. Can they make it a 3rd hit? It looks like it's going to be game over. The runner's finally shoving itself onto, or shoving the Mammoth up onto its rams on the back. Ooh, that shell got lucky. Did you see that? He fired into the back of his own teammate, but the penetration was so low it bounced off. That one didn't, though. Oh dear, there's a runner gone, or a piece gone. Not necessarily destroyed, but the turret's gone, and it's not going to repair for a while. The Mammoth tank is hanging in there. It's got 1 barrel left. I don't know if the other cannon's still operable, I think, but it's not got a lot of barrels left on it. It's repairing as fast as it can. It's getting sandwiched between the 2 runners. Those ram blocks are really going to do a lot of damage if they can get in there. They haven't hit anything critical yet. It's still loading. It's still loading. It doesn't have a shot on this runner. They're so low to the ground. The rockets can't even get down to it. Oh, this is such a tough fight. It needs to aim further down, and the AI is not smart enough to realize this, but it needs to aim at the front of that runner where it actually can depress far enough to hit it, because they're so long. Oh, geez. Maybe it can hit one of these pieces as it goes by. No, it's locked into the runner. Oh, it's going to push the runner into its own pieces. Thankfully, the pieces have rubber around them, so they're not going to get hurt by that ram, but... Oh... Oh, I think one of the pieces just got... Oh, no, it got despawned. Well, that's it. That is it. That is a solid win for the Land Barge Incorporated team. So a huge congratulations to Varian 101. Your Land Barge team will proceed in the secondary brackets, and it will continue to fight to get to the finals. And my condolences to Arolfos. Your team has finally met its end in this tournament. It was a beautiful, beautiful team, but they can no longer continue. Thank you both for participating and submitting your tanks, and I hope everyone enjoyed watching this. Until next time, I've been Chromoid, and this is Tank Wars. I'll see you guys in the next video.